Welcome to the Dobsonian Power Night Sessions, Thursday night, the summertime, and it's warming, the night it's warming, the temperature is rising, and I couldn't resist, of course, arriving home, watching that conjunction with Mars, the Moon, and Venus, and the sky, clear sky here tonight, in this little corner in the south of Europe, for you. Planet Earth, continent Europe, country Portugal, region Algarve, 37 latitude, Bortle 5. Hello EBOs, Israel, GR, Book Davies, Overhead Quasar, Lady Legend, Fun, Bread Attack, Jim, Rao, Antonio Cortez is in the house. Astro Thief, Rita Castillo, Book Davis, Brian Fowler, Marcos Nidar. And where are your telescopes? Prepare your telescopes tonight if you can, if you have clear skies. I couldn't resist, and I couldn't resist the temptation of being in my comfort zone, which is the Dobsonian keep it simple style, way of life. And I placed the platform outside. I fixed the camera, and here it is, my Dobsonian, my 8-inch Dobsonian telescope, which I picked already the name for it. So the baptism will be tonight of this beautiful 8-inch Dobsonian telescope over an equatorial platform, and simple as that, with a cable connected to this computer. So you pick the names, you chose names, let me see what you chose again. It was a while ago. I posted in the members community tab, in the YouTube channel Dobsonian Power, and you gave loads of suggestions for the name for this Dobsonian telescope. Like Queen, Knight, Queen, Prince, Estrela, Rainha, Reina, Aster, Asterion, the Duke, Baron, Count, Knight, Queen, Sky Eye, Seeker, Hawking, Princess, Skyrider, Little Prince, the Cannon, the Maiden, the Knight, the Queen, the Prince, Octodob, Queen, Knight, Knight of the Sky, the Student, Lord of the Rings, Shorty, Lancelot, Tars, and much more. And I picked one of these names for the baptism of this beautiful 8-inch Dobsonian, and it was the Prince. The Prince to pair with our beautiful 12-inch Dobsonian telescope, the King. The King. Love it, love it, love it. It was the best fit. In the future we will give the name to the Virtuoso. That one will be harder. Well, I will go outside and point. I have the 294 camera, as usual. The best fit for this setup. And I have the quad band filter to watch these beautiful summer nebulae that are rising in the sky. Hello Astrocade, the Princess. I don't know, I never understood why some people treat the telescopes as females and other people as males. I tell you from my perspective, from my culture here, because telescope in Portuguese is a male name. Here in Portugal, the names that end with an O are male, and with an A are female, usually. And telescope, here it ends with a O. So it's a male, a natural male instrument, a male name. And I don't understand, I never understood why some people, foreign people of course, not from here, because here we treat as a male because of that, why some people treat the telescopes as a female. Anyway, to treat it as a female would be a 12-inch, a similar, because we want them to be equal. And as an 8-inch is a bit less than a 12-inch, the Prince is more adequate. It's a better fit. The way I... Sometimes you talk about your telescope and your wife suspect it's a girl. Some wives that are not so deep into astronomy could think weird things about that, of course. Yes, it just fits. It was, I think, one of you was you that said, Astrocade, about that natural fitting, and it was. It's I don't know. Those answers are not convincing. No, don't tell that. Don't tell that. I will hide that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We are all equal. Girls and boys and whatever. Well, I will go outside to just connect the platform, and I will test if any sound, if we can hear any sound from here. I fixed the camera. It's a bit windy. Let me check. Yeah, it's a bit windy, but not so strong. You see the here the wind in the tree. Yes, I have. And when it's very strong, the wind, we can hear clearly in these cameras. That's a way to check, to track the wind. No, Bruno, the cable connection, what I found, I was searching, what I found is that Skywatcher has an adapter. It needs a certain adapter, a specific adapter, to connect it to the telescope. It's not just as I was doing, the cable and as is. No, no, I was a bit silly. I should have searched more before trying it here in the live stream. Apologize for that. But it's not expensive. It's about 40 bucks or something. And I think my sponsor have it. I will send him a message to know if it's worth it, because I think it's only to connect an USB cable that I wish I have, and that's it, and connect that device. It's a little device from Skywatcher. I didn't save it here, but it's like, let me see, check. We need this for the it's Star Sense. No, SceneScan USB, I think is... Yeah. It's this. You see? SceneScan USB adapter. Hold on. Here. This. We connect this, and apparently we have to connect only the USB cable here at the top. And that's it. And download the drivers or something. I don't know if it's worth it. If the connection stays stronger, I will do it. So I think we will be watching. Let me check the Stellarium. I'm with a quad band filter, which is proven to work better in these nebulae. I'm talking about that right now, Jacob. I'm planning two objects here tonight, because I am with 18 sheets, easier to manage and so on. We still have the summer, most of the summer nebulae down in the sky. You see, only Sagittarius is only here, still here. But we have already a good view towards Crescent Nebula and the Veil here. These ones are the best ones for the Dobs. This is too large and too... It's not good for the Dob. Let me check with the 8-inch what we can see. I am with a Nexus, but either ways, you see, even this 8-inch will be like this. We can get like this or like this. Maybe this one we didn't see it live, and it's a very good one because it pops a lot more than the others in the veil. And this one, you see, it's too large for these telescopes, and this one either. You see, they are too large and we can see only everything will be red on the screen. It's not so beautiful. The crescent we saw already, and actually with this filter, this new filter. So I'm planning the Batman head, which is very nice, and then while we do this, the sky will be rising and we can go, for instance, let me see the ones that are on the top. The eagle, it's the one that is more eagle. It's the better one right now. Then we have the Omega and so on, but for now the eagle right now it's at 25, so it will be at 30 in a moment. 30 degrees, it's already a decent altitude to watch it. And the veil will soon be in a position that will be harder, so we can take the tour here. We can close the tour here in the Veil Nebula with the 8-inch. And this is a beautiful one. So that's the menu. Unless other things happen, but we don't have much choice. That thing is a scam. Oh, let me see. That thing is a scam. I repaired one of those, and what they did is they added a resistor to the circuit so it wouldn't work without their proprietary adapter. I hate when companies do this. Me either, but it's it's the meal of the day. Just look at one of the biggest ones, Apple. And they suck you into their ecosystem, and ZWO here in Astro cameras and more, of course. Of course they do that to protect themselves and to keep the customers locked to their ecosystems. But the important thing is we can't live always. We should be aware of that, but we can't obsess. We shouldn't obsess with that. Because companies are not our friends, are companies to make money. And the thing is, 39 bucks, I think. 39 bucks, at least here on Europe. And if those 39 bucks will improve my setup, and I have no other option in a simple way to do it. I saw some guys that did some drivers and stuff, but at the end they fail. Switch it to easier. Yeah, but for the Virtuoso, I only have the Virtuoso. And for the Virtuoso, I don't think it's worth it to spend more than that, 30 bucks, to improve it. It's a beginner starting telescope. And I have this beautiful one here and the 12-inch, which don't require those stuff. This one, by the way, for the ones that just joined, this is the new 8-inch Dobsonian telescope in the Dobsonian Power channel, and we called him the Prince. The Prince. So let's go outside. Let's connect SharpCap first. The camera is working fine. First things first, I will test, it's a quick test, just to see if it interferes with the image. So, what I will do, and everybody will know, if a security camera, right now, live if a security camera with 850 of infrared band, which is most part of the security cameras have that work on that band, if it will mess with the image using a filter. The danger is, the only danger that I have here is that the filter has some kind of minor leak, and the infrared, because it's pointing directly to the telescope. We will see now. And I will have to focus. So I will point probably to Antares, the star, and with the camera on, and then I will cover the camera to check it. Hold on a bit. We will do that.
Start hopping.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a like to spread it all over the world. I will just stretch this and connect the platform, I forgot. And focus. A halo. I push the telescope to center, more or less, for explain something that people usually misunderstand. And it's to tell everything writing. Hold on. To write the answer once and twice and so on, I prefer to tell it here. This halo here is a reflection caused by using this narrowband filter, the quad band. When I move the telescope, there's nothing to do with collimation. Nothing. The telescope is collimated. Actually, I cleaned the mirrors. It's very nice, the mirror now. And when I move the telescope to the center, this will be concentric. If I move to the edges, this will be more distorted to one side. And the reason for that is the reflection in the mirror and the use of a nexus, a Arizona nexus, a focal reducer and coma corrector. The reflections with all these lenses are likely to happen. With the other filter I have, it doesn't happen, but with this one, a narrowband filter, it happens. It has these halos only in these bright stars, super bright, like the Centaurs, like Vega, like Sadr, like Deneb, like those super bright. So this is there's nothing to do with collimation. And some people, sometimes many people tell me, oh, this is slight off of collimation. No, this has nothing to do with collimation, okay? Just to clear that. Now these halos, I can't get rid of them. I changed the filter to all the possible locations, and always it exists always a halo. I bet that if I take off the focal reducer, this might disappear, because the focal reducer introduces loads of reflections usually, and it's a narrowband filter. Now I will cover the camera and we will see if it affects or not. Right now it's pointed, as you can see, the infrared fully pointed to the telescope in this position. Actually, I will turn it to near north to capture more light from the infrared. Let's see if it affects or not. It should not affect, because this cuts the infrared, this filter. But we'll see. First I will point near the camera. I will turn the telescope now, and then I will cover it with a simple cap that I have here. Simple cap. I will cover the camera and we will see if there's any different in the image here. Let me zoom out. I'm curious to know because it's important, very important. I will unstretch. Will be darker, and then we'll see. I think it affects, I don't know, but we'll see. The telescope is pointed, you see? Almost to the camera. Now I will cover it and we will see. Guys, it clearly affects the image in the camera. Very careful with your security cameras. This is the first time that I point a camera with infrared directly to the telescope. I have cameras in my house, but they are not near the telescope. Look at the difference. Now it's covered. I will uncover again. it clearly affects the image on the telescope a lot. Now I will disconnect the camera, the infrared of the camera, or maybe I just cover it, because I don't want to be connecting and disconnecting. Yeah, I will just cover it. Incredible. Incredible. Look at this all white here. You see? That we can't see with our naked eyes. Here we can see clearly the background turns much brighter, much light polluted. And I'm insisting on this online. I wanted to do this test here because I suspected. And this filter cuts the infrared. This filter is a narrowband filter. It cuts the infrared. So even like that, if you point directly to your telescope, just disconnect the infrared when you are watching the sky, or just don't point the infrared cameras there. Amazing. I knew already this because not like this, pointing directly, but when my cameras make a glow if I point the telescope there, but they are not pointing to the telescope. They are strategically positioned in my house to avoid any glow. But if I don't use any filter at all, and I point to certain positions lower, I know that without any filter, that image will appear in the corners of the image, but not like this. This is incredible. Super bright. Look at this. One of two, or I will not use this camera anymore, or I simply cover it. Because if I cover it, yes, I will cover it. It's the keep it simple style. I will cover it, and when I go outside I uncover, and then I cover again. I will have the cover here. I will point now the telescope to the crescent nebula. I will do again the star hopping.
Star hopping.
Jim puts a Crown Royal bag over it. The hard part was drinking the Crown Royal. Yeah, imagine, Jim, with the lighter filters will be even worse. This is a narrow band. Hey, Fred, ladies in the house. Okay, let's do it. I will do the star hopping, and after that I will just cover the camera. Incredible. Nothing as a live action to understand very well what's happening. This is very important, and often people don't know. At least it's what I see online. Hold on. If you like this kind of content, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with videos and live streams. First, I think it should be near, but I will not cover right now. Let's see, it's here. I will stretch it. It's here. You saw me start hoping? It's here. I know more or less where the nebula is. Just center this. You can become an exclusive member of this channel and have access to unique information, content and features. Be one of the pillars of this channel. Cover it. I hope this cover works. I hope this let me disconnect the infrared just in case to see if there's any difference with the cover. Hold on. Where is it? So we can know everything about it. Hold on, I will disconnect it. Now. It's the same. I will reconnect it. Now. Disconnect it. Now. And reconnect it. Now. I don't know, I think it's the same. With the cover, it works. So I think I can leave it with a cover. No? Okay, let's live stack. This is real time. I will try first the 8 seconds. See what happens. Oh, the camera is with the sound. Disconnect. Let's increase this to 6. Come on, don't let me down, Prince. Don't let me down. This is too large. 7, it's a huge number. It's a bit of wind. I will increase this 6.5 to catch more frames and see what happens. Okay, okay. There we go. There we go. Histogram. There we go. Auto color, auto stretch. Bam. And photobombed. Doesn't matter. We clear. UAP. I wanted to capture the lower part. Well, either ways we will cut a bit. Because it's large. You see here the mouth of Batman. The flats only work for the 12-inch. I will take it off and reset. For the ones that know what a flat file. Yeah, it's better like this. Look how natural the colors. Oxygen. Again, photobombed. Clear. It's there. Clear again. It's working with 8 seconds exposure. I don't like to go beyond the 8 seconds. Ah. Yeah. Let's clean this noise with a stack. Quad band filter working very well with this kind of nebulosity. Hydrogen, the red filaments here, and oxygen. I think it has not only oxygen here, but I will check in a moment. This kind of nebula works very well with narrowband. Live stacking, because it's what we do here. We watch the sky in real time. So we are live stacking image after image to get a sharper detail. And this is the Eastern Veil Nebula, or the Batman head. It's part of the big Veil Nebula, and we will watch Veil Nebula, because you know that I like very, very much to always bring up something about what we are watching. This is not for the picture only. This is to connect with the sky. And to connect with the sky, we should learn at least a bit of what's behind the object we watch, or the objects in the sky. And then we will go to the Eagle Nebula. (2100 light years from Earth, in Cygnus constellation, the Swan. It's a relatively close neighbor in astronomical terms. So basic things to know about it. And the ones that already know, to increase that information in your brain. Not to get lost with other stuff. Only a small portion in this image, of course. It's only a small portion. Very detailed. So the Veil Nebula is the visible portion of the nearby Cygnus Loop, a supernova remnant formed roughly 10,000 years ago by the death of a massive star. That star, which was 20 times the mass of the Sun, lived fast and died young. Poor star. It died young. She died young, ending its life in a cataclysmic release of energy. Despite this stellar violence, the shockwaves and debris from the supernova sculptured the Veil Nebula's delicate tracery of ionized gas. They don't tell nothing about the components. let's check the components. We do like this. Veil, Nebula, hydrogen. Let's see like this. Hydrogen. Okay, here we have. Because I knew that calling hydrogen, it will pop right away. So, the Hubble telescope captured several images of the nebula. The analysis of the emissions from the nebula indicates the presence of oxygen, sulfur, and hydrogen. It was that, sulfur. The Cygnus loop is also a strong emitter of radio waves and X-rays. Okay, we have the basic information. Sulfur this is important because I think this filter, again photobombed. I think this filter capture, because it's a quad band filter, it captures the waveband of the sulfur. I will check it. I will restart because I want a clean image on the screen. Let's check it. We go to the Google again and check Altair quad band filter sulfur. Let's see if it pops. But sulfur should be S. Okay, let me do like this. Altair quad band. To know what I'm doing, no? Altair Astro. Capture more data in less time and open up your imaging time window even into the summer months. Okay, this is my filter. Come on, say the components. Here, S2 and hydrogen hydrogen alpha, I think. Into a red zone, and hydrogen beta and oxygen 3 into a green-blue zone, which are exactly the colors of this nebula. Greenish, bluish, and reddish. But what is this S2? Let's go to Google. What's S2? No. Do you know in the chat? Do you know? It's a sulfur. It's a sulfur, okay. Okay, I will trust you. I will not do any more. Actually, here they call other stuff silicon. So, if it's the sulfur, this is very important. If it's the sulfur, this nebula has sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen. That means these three components, they tell here that it's a chemical element with a symbol S. These components are considered in this filter. This filter, the quad band filter, lets pass all those three components. Now let's readjust this to have it more beautiful. This is a beautiful part of the Veil Nebula. I can't watch it visually here. I can't watch it visually, unfortunately. We can play here with the stretch mode, see what happens. This is at 1, it's darker. At 2, Yes, will be brighter. We'll leave at 1 and lower the green. And the red. That's it. Perfect. Maybe a bit more. Perfect. Interesting facts of this huge, that's a huge supernova remnant. And we are stacking 3 minutes only so far. Here we have on Google different pictures of it. And you can see it's huge. We are watching just this part. Interesting, this thing of the infrared of the camera. Yes, Jim. The remove satellite trails feature help to get rid of those satellite trails. However, I think that's good, or that's better for a better fit for astrophotography work or workflow. And why is that? Because it takes time to remove, I think, and it can cut something. That's why I prefer not to use anything to clean. It might cut something of certain nebulae. Robin warned about that, at least when it was launched, and I decided not to use that. I do live stacking, so I just can clear and move on. But for people that do astrophotography, it will be important because it will be all night, and the frames will be important to have cleaner frames. And by the way, this feature that I use, which is only on the Pro version, it's the stacking algorithm here at the bottom. It's Sigma clipping. It helps to clean that mess also. If it's something very soft, it will clean it. Five minutes. One thing that I'm liking in this filter, I was fearing that it will require, because it's a narrowband filter, it will require more exposition time to get a decent picture. But what I'm watching is that it works well even with short exposures. I'm not sure if it rejects right away. I remember I tried, and for some reason I didn't like it and just move on. Yes, overhead, there are loads of LEDs. Not directly here in front of my house, but right here. I have right here, where the camera is north, and they start here and they go all around the west side of behind my house until there to south. Now I have about 25 super tall LED lights, the worst ones, the super bright, super white ones, but I can deal with it to south and to southeast. And it's the part of the sky that I always watch. It's worse than it was before, but it's like that. I can't do nothing about it, unfortunately. Yes, we go to the Eagle now. It's on 7 minutes, maybe 3 more minutes. That's enough. Yeah, the sulfur. Sulfur. Well, I use the filters to get rid of the light pollution. The Bader Neodymium is a soft light pollution filter which has been working very well for me in my Bortle 5. Now, if I point south or east, it will be a good fit. I think it will still be a good fit. But I never point west anyway, so... And if I point up to zenith or near, it will be fine. I think the light pollution, it's like you have one part of your sky. Imagine that, because here I have all around available. I'm up in the sky, I'm up on the ground. It's like you have half of your sky on Bortle 5 and half of your sky on Bortle 6. I consider I'm on Bortle 5 because the part of the sky I watch here, and not only with you alone also, it's Bortle 5. It's a higher Bortle 5 now, closer to 6 and far away from 4, but it's still Bortle 5, in my opinion. And I have the glow of the city, but that glow, apparently the filters can deal with it. So you have to use filters if you have light pollution. Just take care of the ones that fit better in your sky. So a beautiful nebula, and now we will go 9 minutes, just a few seconds to make me adjust the colors. And now we go to the Eagle. Like this. See? Good details here. A bit of noise as usual on live stacking. We have the natural... Not the natural, the thermal noise, the background noise, everything. Every noise we get here. In real time. Okay, 10 seconds. And now, let's see if I can... Save. A plus energetic. Now let's see if the push 2 is working or not. By the way. Push 2. Eagle. Start. Let's see. Because I noticed the pattern in these live streams, which is I start with it working and then it fails. It works for the first time and then it fails usually. I don't know. I'm not sure yet if we have to be near the nebula first to use the push to. I have to ask Robin. Because usually when we use plate solving with the Stellarium, I have to be within 15... Yes, it's not working. I will close and I will do it manually and then we'll see. Okay, for the Eagle, we'll stretch this. The Eagle is not so easy to find as this one, to Star Hope. So I will do the Star Hoping.
Start hoping.
Stellarium. So it will go here. I think I can see already Sagittarius. Thank you, Quasar, for gifting 5 Dobsonian Power memberships. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Eagle. It's here. So I think if I can see already this teapot of Sagittarius, it will be easier with a Telrad. When I can see this star here, you see? This star here. I just do 1, 2, 3. If not, I can see above the Ophiuchus constellation, which is large in the sky. You can notice, if you look at the sky, you can notice right away these 2 stars and this shape of a huge, this pattern. It's a huge shape. And then I try to find these 2, which are not hard to find, but I will be a bit in the dark to find this one. These here are more difficult to find in naked eye. So let's do it. Here, 1, 2. I will try to find Sagittarius. Will be hard, but I have a backup, a plan B. It's the Finder. The Finder scope will help me. Let's do the camera again. And let's do the star hopping. Get free resources and links to the gear I use at dobsonianpower.com. Yes! There we go. The camera. There we go. This was real action, not being here with go to Eagle Nebula and like this. Waiting for the telescope electronics to work. This was real action. This is the purity and the simplicity of the Dobsonian work, which I strongly recommend to beginners. Amazing. Now let's see if the wind... It's moving. It's the wind. It's moving. Let's wait a bit for this to stabilize. This is the Eagle, the pillars of creation here. No, Marco. Since Ken will be slower than me. And it's the pleasure. You saw I was there waiting a bit for my dark adaptation. Just to see that star, that small star at the top is very hard to watch. I couldn't watch it straight away from living indoors to outdoors. But I waited a bit. Then I matched the position of those two stars that I said. To make a triangulation is always a good plan. No, 8 seconds will be too hard. I think the wind is coming from there. If it is, it will bump on the top of the tube. And it will mess much more with the telescope. We'll see. Now it's good. Now it's good. We see the quad band here. The color, the stretch, and bam. Look at this. Just the first frame and all this nebulosity already starting to or trying to pop here around the Eagle. Amazing. This filter works well with this setup and my sky. I have to admit, with this kind of nebula. And this star here, this star, Sagittarius is very characteristic. We can watch it easily, the pot in the sky, Mortal 5. But this one, as it's still low and I have the ocean, the haze, and it's over the Milky Way, it's much fainter. So when I did something with the arm out there, when I did like that, it was not playing the silly guy. It was on purpose. I pointed to with my arm. This is my technique. To these two stars that I already know on Ophiuchus, that I could see them. It's easier because they make like a triangle here. And it's large. It's very easy to capture this pattern here. And I was with the arm, lowering the arm to have an idea more or less of the position. And then I focused my eyes on this region here. And slowly my eyes could start to watch this. Of course, someone with a poor vision will be harder for him or she to do this. But if you have a better sky, it will be easier. It will balance. But if you have more light pollution than me, and if you have a worse vision, of course it will be harder. You play with what you have and what you can do. If you can't do with these stars, you do with another star. And then, here, in the zone, I did that thing with the tail rod. 1, 2, and I knew I was near the nebula. And then I was moving with the finder. You saw outside. I was with the finder, and I moved like this: bing, 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 until I found this characteristic pattern of stars that I already know because I'm used to it. I couldn't see, of course, the nebulosity, but I knew that something was there. Well, we can see some faint, very, 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 very faint nebulosity. Something glowing around the stars. And that's my technique. For this object was this, but for others maybe different. Of course. All this nebula here, the Eagle, the Omega, the here, the Lagoon, where is the Trifid? We can find them with a finder scope relatively easy. Okay, I don't need Solarium anymore. Yes, Antonio Cortez, I tried already to use the region of interest on this nebula to capture only the pillars of creation. Yes, I did it. Like this. But this time I wanted, as I'm using the quad band filter, I want to have a good feeling about the results. Let's adjust the histogram. I didn't adjust yet. Oh, I forgot to remove the flats. Come on. I will reset it. I'm sorry, guys. I have this by default to the 12-inch flats. But they don't work very well. They work only on the 12-inch. Oh god. It was so beautiful, the core. This filter is good. I'm liking it. Clear again. Come on. Clear. It's moving again. Thanks, David. one single frame and look at how beautiful it is. With the Dobsonian right on the screen. Bam! One single frame. And you already can see the shape, clearly the shape. Now, I want you to tell me if you know the other times. I will clear again because of the stars. Nobody knew, but I want to know because there's a region of this nebula here. It's here. That has a name here. It's a special region that has a name, but I can't remember. This. Anybody here knows the name of that region? This central region is the pillars of creation. Okay, we get it. Everybody knows. But this region here is a special region caught by Hubble Nebula, Hubble telescope. The histogram is changing for some reason. Can be some haze from the ocean, I don't know. I have no idea because the camera is covered. This filter makes it pop a lot. Okay, let's find it. See if we can find it. So, this is M16? No? Pillars? No. Eagle, Nebula, region. Let's see if Google... Eagle Nebula region. On Serpents. 7,000 light years. Not so far. Where is region? Regions. Pillars of creation. I know already. They have several active star-forming gas and dust regions. The Eagle... Pillars of Creation, they don't have that... It's this. Black Pillar. It's this one, guys. Let's see, what is it? File Fairy of Eagle Nebula. Is this region here, the Black Pillar, is this. This. It's not so clear yet, but it will be in a moment. Let's see what they say. The Fairy of Eagle Nebula. Black. They don't have it. Okay, let's search like this. Black Pilar. No. ESA. Hubble. We got it. Here. They studied this. This is not so popular. Visit. Okay. The Black Pilar. Appearing like a winged fairy tale creature poised on a pedestal. Amazing. This object is actually a billowing tower of cold gas and dust rising from a stellar nursery called the Eagle Nebula. You see, they study this object. This Black Pilar. Black Pilar. Let's see if I don't forget. Next time. And it's not easy to capture it. You will not see in every pictures. The stars in the Eagle Nebula are born in clouds of cold hydrogen gas. That's why this is all red here. This is all hydrogen gas. Samir, it depends. Let me just finish the Black Pilar to think. The starlight also is responsible for illuminating the tower's rough surface. Ghostly streamers of gas can be seen boiling off this surface, creating the haze around the structure and highlighting its three-dimensional shape. The column is silhouetted against the background glow of more distant gas. The edge of the dark hydrogen cloud at the top of the tower. Here. This is a nursery. Is resisting erosion. Is resisting the top. The fire quickly burns the grass in the... It's a metaphor here. Okay. It's a metaphor. They count a story here. Incredible. Inside the gaseous tower, stars may be forming. Okay, I will not go deeper. I just wanted to assimilate this in my brain and pass you the information. That's enough. Otherwise, I will forget it. Incredible. Let me adjust this and see what Samir was saying. Okay. Very good question, Samir. You can ask any question, and if I don't know, somebody may know here. So you ask anything about what we are doing. Or other stuff if you want. Is there any difference in the final result between cropping the image at the end or using the ROI, region of interest, while stacking? The final peak will be the same. Technically, no. Why is that, Tiago? Why is not the same? Because usually when you... What he's saying is, I save this image, I can come here, save the image as seen, I open the image, and let's say he wants only the pillars. You do like this, crop, this is cropping the image, you do like this, and like this, and he crops the image like this. What he's asking is this the same doing this or using the region of interest I can't use right now? Which is lowering all this space from this camera to only that zone. Well, the thing is, using the region of interest, you don't lose any resolution. You simply, I insist in this every time. You only say that to the camera, which is using the full sensor, to use just a square, a small square, the size you want. Actually, there's a new feature here, I will show you, that you can select the region of interest. You don't need to be trial and error with different sizes. You can select it, and SharpCap with a new beta version can do that for you. And you say the camera, just use that little square, and the camera will work on that little square, not losing any resolution. The pixels are the same. The pixels, the size of the pixels, they don't do like Beanie, they don't bend, nothing. The pixels are the same using the region of interest. Apart from other benefits, fast frame rate, etc. In this case, what matters is that the pixels are the same. Same resolution, but like that. When you crop, you zoom it. I understand that. When you crop, you zoom it. Every time you zoom, you are messing with the pixels. So that's my take on that. Hope it makes sense. Actually, what I usually do is to crop. It's the keep it simple way to do it. Because you have the full image. Now I have this full image. And if I want to show only the pillars of creation, I will not do another light stack using the region of interest. So Samir, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Just crop it and that's it. Actually, may not be so much the difference. It depends what the crop does. Because I understand that cropping zoom a bit. I may be wrong. It's the same resolution, Samir. In that square, it concentrates in any size, the same resolution. The pixels, the resolution of the pixels are the same. They are not larger or bended or nothing. This was explained to me because the information I transmit to you, it doesn't came from the sky. Of course, it comes from somewhere. And you know how I am searching for information. I try to first have more than one source. And all the sources to be reliable. But this one, the main source for this one was Robin from Sharp Cap. In a conversation he told me, I asked him, look, I want to know for sure this and this. And he explained me all that. It was when I was discovering that the region of interest was a long time ago, but it was very clear to me. That doesn't mean that I believe in everything that Robin says. It has to make sense to me. But then I compare that information with other sources and see when it makes sense and check if it's what we all should do in life with everything. You don't just watch a television and they say that they are important guys, they are right. No, you check if you have doubts. Because you are smart enough to do that. Beautiful. I like this filter, Samir. Look at this, all of this nebulosity. I usually can't capture this. This here at the bottom. Live. Here. This part from here. I usually have this. Well, we usually all can capture this. But this part, sorry, it's harder. Yes, write that. Write that, Samir. If it's television, the my filter is by default is that one that you use. It's exactly the same. And usually when, well, you know, I don't need to. Dwarf 2 salted wasabi. Too much wind. But with the dwarf you can protect it from the wind. Come on. The dwarf. This. You can place it at the corner and work with it. It's very easy. It's the beauty of the dwarf. I don't know, but I can help you in something. Well, at least it's my recommendation to all of you. Every time. Because it happened to me more than once and it's a relief. Every time you buy anything, for instance, in this case, it's Samir in doubt about a filter. First, be conscious, of course, and responsible. But buy to a store that is a reliable store. So you can return it. So that's why I say be responsible. So you can return it without problems. And if you can, you talk to them first. Engage with a conversation. Look, I'm worried about buying this filter or this filter because of my skies. I bet this filter is good for my skies. What do you think? They will tell you, yes, it should work and so on. But I don't know if this other filter will be a better fit. And I just want to spend money on one. It's not a very inexpensive material. What I want to ask you is if I receive the filter, I use it with cautious. I will not touch with the fingers anything. I will just place the filter, I will test it, and I will check it. If it doesn't work, can I return the filter to you? And usually a company, actually by law, they have to, in Europe, 15 days, you can return anything. But I'm telling this because if you are responsible, and I know you are, in the future, if you have another problem, you will be a credible person to them, to any store. At least if I was the store, I will think like that. I have a business, not Astro business, but I have a business. I deal with customers. And there are customers that I don't want, never again, to deal with. I prefer not to have their money. But I have customers that I can check with time that they are reliable. And if they ask me something that it's beyond the standard workflow, I concede to them that benefit of doubt. And usually I nailed it. Usually I'm not wrong. So you do the same as a customer. Well, some of you have customers also. You should know that. M16 Luca. Luca Nava is in the house. Welcome. I couldn't resist this night. It's so warm. You know the temperature will be the next nights here. In Fahrenheit, over 100. And in Celsius, 40 degrees. Well, not at night, during the day. The night will be... Actually, I have the mini cooler working since the cooldown. It's 31. If it was not a mini cooler, will be like the other night. 30, 35, 36. You see, the mini cooler helps. What a beautiful nebula. The pillars of creation. The pillars of creation. The 12-inch, the 8-inch, and the Virtuoso. And here we have the black pillar. This is faint, it's not easy to get on the screen. The bottom, and here a bunch of stars forming here. Loads of activity here. Not only in the pillars. The most important regions in this nebula. And look at the detail now that we are stacking for 70 minutes. You see the beauty of this filter? We can have the details here of these bands of nebulosity already with only 70 minutes. Very, very nice. And it has a good color. What I usually don't like in the filters is when they are too aggressive, they get too orangish. But this one is not so strong. You see, Samir, you know what I'm talking about. We understand very well each other. Do the same. I think when we are sure, and that's a thing that I do in life, when we are sure that we are doing the things well, in the correct way, and we are good persons, now I'm not saying as a good person to be here as a charity institution. To be a normal and good person, not doing bad things. The other people that are, and if we have luck, that are like us, will understand quickly, because we do the same with the others. We understand quickly when they are cheating us, at least the ones like us that deal with customers. If a customer comes to me, it's very easy to me after all these years, decades of business, there are signs that red alerts that I immediately, my brain is like, click this one, another one trying to cheat me. But the good ones are more rare, but we also can identify. So act as you are, but be clear to them. Sometimes we are good and we are not clear. Be clear. You have a bunch of stars. My sponsor, AstroArt Finland, doesn't have that filter. This show is sponsored by AstroArt Finland, your astronomical partner. It's working very well, Antonio Cortes. This filter. So this for EAA. My sponsor doesn't have it. I don't have any affiliate link. But you have a bunch of stores. Even from England, I think you pay the taxes. But you have in Europe stores that you can buy from. Now I don't know if another filter could be better or not, but I don't like to push too much. In EAA, don't misunderstand me, doing live stacking, doing this, watching real time the sky. See? The Spire, Marco, the Spire, the Black Pilar. The Spire. I'll never memorize that. Eagle Nebula. The Spire. Hubble. There we go. There we go. There we go again. There we go again. It's the same image. Ah, but this is only the image. ESA has a beautiful story about it. Stellar Spire in the Eagle Nebula. Okay, I suppose they can call Stellar Spire and also Black Pilar. Black Pilar is easier for me to memorize. Let me see, because I don't know what it means. Spire. Ah, okay. It's like a... Okay. Makes sense. Black Pilar. I think I will try to give orders to my brain to memorize Black Pilar. And then after I know that I will not forget, I will try that one, the Spire. Now I will. Just 21 minutes, it's enough for live stacking. Save as scene. I can push a bit more because I will do something now quickly, which is save as scene. And now I will do just this. With neat image, I will pull this image, the last one, neat image, so small. Ah, okay, it's not zoomed. And I will just do an auto. I will select the area of the noise. And that's it. It will clean, you see, without losing any detail. Most of the noise, it's cleaned. Let me take off this. Without any stuff. I will save it. Oh, this to the maximum. Highest. Now I will just save the image for the record. I will save it in the same folder. It is great. Ah, you tried it. Yeah, I think it's great because it doesn't mess with the images. Like for instance the other ones. It just cleaned the noise. Like sometimes the topaz denoise, if we are not careful, and even if we are, it's hard. distorts. So that was the night. Thank you very much for being here. I will keep streaming while the sky is clear because we will have the moon next week. Will be messing with us. I have something prepared, but I will not tell it until then. And thank you very much for being here. I'll see you the next clear sky night. Have a great day tomorrow. Friday, start of the weekend. I'll see you tomorrow probably. Bye bye.